All right, hello everyone. What's up? It's me again. Here to give you guys my day 3 build update for Chthonic, Fissure, Warlock, Necro dot. My character is currently level 96. And I'm trying to get this character to 100 right now. Although I still haven't decided if I want to just like casually farm or if I want to like, optimize for XP. So yeah, without further ado, I'll just show you guys some gameplay. So here I have the final boss of the Black Sun timeline empowered. This is at 188 corruption. So enemies have 156% more health and damage. So I'll show you guys like a boss fight at like 200 corruption. And then I'll also show a couple of echoes. I have made some changes to the build, which I'll talk about after the gameplay part. And I'll also link a last Epoch tools thing in the description so you guys can see like exactly what points I have at the time of making this video. So the main idea is basically the same, just Chthonic Fissure by itself, and then Bone Curse that is applied with Transplant, and then Ghostflame for more damage and survivability. And then if you can see here, I've also added another skill, whoa, almost died there, called Wandering Spirits. And this skill is basically only there to give me mana. So if I press this, after a period of time, the spirits will expire and give me mana, which will help sustain the uptime of Ghostflame, which I think is a pretty random and niche interaction, but it does work. And perhaps it's better illustrated in actual monoliths when I actually am spending a lot of mana. But yeah, I am kind of running into damage issues at like 200 corruption. I don't really know if 200 corruption is like good or bad, but as you can see, I am able to do bosses at 200 corruption, but it is difficult and I'm not too sure how I can scale my damage further, but that is the current state of the build. And here, none of these are better than multi, so we'll just not take anything. Keep current. Cool. Get these things. Ooh. Spell necrotic damage. I don't really know what this is about. Cool. Okay. So now let me just show y'all a normal monolith, or a normal echo rather. So the way that the Wandering Spirits works is that it's not supposed to do damage. I've basically built the skill entirely for mana regen. So there's this note up here that says whenever you have a chance to gain mana whenever a spirit expires, and every time a spirit expires you have a 15% chance to gain 12 mana. So what I've basically done here is I've maximized my CDR, I've maximized my reveal rate, and I've also maximized my cast speed and mana efficiency. So I have these spirits expire as quickly as possible, and they give me as much mana as I can have them give me. And they can also give me a little bit of ward as well, just incidentally. And I had leftover points, so I also took some Necro res shred, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is just that it gives mana. And this is actually really important because I was having some mana issues with Ghostflame, because I figure, like if I'm going to be farming monoliths like 90% of the time, I want to have maximum move speed. So I took 3 points into Doom Surge so I can move as fast as possible, and I did not take Harrowing Path because it reduces my move speed. So if I build this for pure move speed, taking stuff like Transplant Haste and haste and haste effect on my skill tree, I can go really fast, but then I run out of mana. And the only reasonable way I could think of to get mana, well, there's 2 things. The first one is the Transplant mana on cast, And the second thing is this Wandering Spirit. So I'll show you right now like what it seems like, so what it looks like. So I want y'all to pay attention to my mana, and you'll see that after the spirits start to expire, my mana just like shoots up. So I'll just like demonstrate in this echo. I just cast this at the start, and then one good thing about it is that you don't have to think about it. It's like they should start to like, so you can see here, like, well, okay, that was not very obvious because I did not run out of mana. But here I'll just cast Wandering Spirits, and I'll just like zoom around the map, and I'll click things. And as you can see, well, okay, I think I missed it because I opened that chest. Okay, here I'm out of mana, right? I have no mana, and as soon as the spirits start expiring, you can see here, look at that, my mana went up like a little bit, right? So that's basically what I do. I just cast Wandering Spirits, and then Fissure, Transplant, and Ghostflame, and here you can see my mana is like going up again. Like I gained like 80 mana there, which is like extremely good. So it just so happened, it's not like infinite mana sustain. It's not like the most busted mana sustain ever, but it is like pretty good. And it just so happens that that additional like little bit of mana is exactly enough to sustain my mana in maps. And it also helps out in single target as well. Or I guess I shouldn't say in maps. I guess I should maybe say like in monoliths. So we'll do another one. Not arena though, because those take too long. So yeah, I just cast Wandering Spirits at the start, and then I just hold down my thing, and you can see my mana just goes up, and I'll just like play this one normally, and you can see I can basically sustain Ghostflame for a very long time, and my mana remains at a very high level when I'm clearing these monoliths. And it's very important to have uptime on Ghostflame. Like there, I got another burst of mana. It's very important to have like really good sustain on Ghostflame, because it allows you to gain a huge amount of move speed bonus. So every second that you're not Ghostflaming, you're slow, and being slow is bad, because then you're not gonna get very much loot. So yeah, this Wandering Spirits that I'm using, hey look, Chthonic Fissure frequency. So yeah, this Wandering Spirits like mana potion tech, I guess, I found to be pretty good. You do lose a little bit of damage if you do this tech compared to like Spirit Plague or something, because you do have like one fewer curse if you do this. But at the same time, I feel like the mana sustain helps you keep up your Ghostflame, which is just really good. Increases your defense a lot, and also your survivability, and not running out of mana in monoliths is like super good. So this is the solution that I found for my mana problems that has worked the most well. And this is of course in conjunction with running 4 mana efficiency Ghostflame idols here. So yeah. In fact, I think if I just do Wandering Spirits and Ghostflame, like if I only cast these 2 skills, I believe my mana will like nearly, it doesn't sustain perfectly, but it does sustain for a very long time. So it's pretty good. And yeah, that little bit of mana sustain is just like, it's just enough for you to like map without downtime of Ghostflame. And then also you have Transplant, which gives you mana on cast as well. So yeah, pretty good. So that's basically the update for today. As for my passives, most of it is basically the same as always. I think the most important node that you have to take on this build is Fleeting Crone for the haste on hit, haste on kill, and also haste effect. It's just that if you don't take this, you're just really slow. And being slow in this game is really bad because then you don't get very much loot. So this is like the most important node ever. And then everything else is just whatever. And I will, of course, provide the last Epoch build planner thing in the description of this video so you can see what I did. And yeah, that's basically it. And then 4 items. I think I've like done a pretty decent job at this point of getting like 3 mod items. What I've basically done here in my loot filter is that here, I have all these rules here that are basically like show the ideal bases if they roll at least one of some mod that's beneficial for my build. So for example, you know, if these bases drop with no mods, chances are it's not going to have enough forging potential to be really good. So I have my filter set up so that if it drops with at least one of some mod that I could use, like Necro res, then I show it. And then I've been just picking these up, like these 1 mod items, and I basically just try to use purple and blue glyphs to try to craft them and make them 3 mod. So I have like some pretty good 3 mod items here, like 3 mod res multi, damage over time. My weapon is multi increased damage necro pen. My glove and my boots are kind of not the best, but they're still 3 mod. Int damage over time necro res, movement speed res int, intelligence, double res. And this one is like double res with increased damage. And then necro res, necro damage, multi. So like that's basically the pattern I've been doing to like complete my gear. Just like pick up items with 1 desirable mod and then try to turn it into a 3 mod. I have not been able to like get any good 4 mod items. I've just always ran out of forging potential. I think in order to get like a 4 mod like tier 5 item, you need to get like really lucky, and I have not gotten that lucky yet. I also have not been able to get any good sealed items, so yeah. And then my body armor is probably the item that is the best. I got pretty lucky with this one. I think this one dropped with Chthonic Fissure on it, Chthonic Fissure level. And then I crafted Chthonic Fissure Spirit Frequency to tier 4 and Necro Res and Poison Res to tier 5. I wish I had a little bit more forging potential. Then I could take the Fissure level to tier 5, which would give me +2. Or I could take the Spirit Frequency to tier 5, which would also be very strong. But I ran out of forging potential. So it is what it is. But I have been trying to hoard these Chthonic Fissure level and frequency shards. And if I get like enough of these, which I do have enough of these, I can like try to make an upgrade if I drop the right base for my build. Which I think the one I'm looking for right now is Necropolis Plate. Or Necropolis Plate, which is good because it gives ward decay threshold, which is like more defense, and it's just good in general, and also a lot of armor. So yeah, that's the one I'm going for right now. But yeah, one thing that I have realized about this game that is like very different from Path of Exile, my main game, is that like in Path of Exile you have a lot of items that drop. So like if you do like 1 map in PoE, you can probably get like 10 different bases that are optimal for your build. But in this game, like the bases are rare. Like sometimes I go like 10 monoliths and I don't even find a single base that is like optimal for my build. That has like, 1 good thing on it. So yeah, this game is like the scarcity is like bases, I feel. And Path of Exile, the scarcity is like your crafting materials, like essences and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and then my freaking helmet. I'm pretty salty about my helmet. If you stop by my stream, you could see that. I actually dropped like 20 of this helmet. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I've been target farming this helmet using prophecies, using the Black Sun monolith. Like, I've been target farming this shit out of unique helmets. I have dropped this item like 20 times, and not a single one came with a single legendary potential. So I'm pretty salty about that. But I don't know, maybe tomorrow will be the lucky day. Maybe tomorrow I can finally get, you know, an upgrade on my helmet. But for now, I'm just rolling with the non-legendary unique, I guess. So, yeah. Oh, and then eventually I think if I can somehow manage to cap my res, I think like if I can get like a couple more 4 mod items and properly cap my res, then maybe I can remove this Ambitions of an Erased Acolyte and replace it with a rare that has like multi and increased damage on it. And I think that would be even better for this character. But yeah. This character is currently sitting at 585 uncapped Necro res and 155 uncapped multi, or 155 excess multi, or whatever. And, you know, this is basically how the build performs. And yeah, that's it. I guess for future upgrades, I guess the only real ways I can upgrade this character is like to get 4 or 5 mod rares, which I'm not really too sure how to get, and then get Bone Climber Barbute with legendary potential, and then maybe put like flat damage to curses on it. And then maybe if I get super lucky, drop a Mad King's Ladle with like 3 legendary potential, and then get like multi and like necro damage on it or something like that. But all these upgrades are like pretty hard to get. And I guess I could upgrade my body armor a little bit too, get another better base or whatever. But yeah, at this point, like getting these upgrades is like kind of hard. And I don't know if I can upgrade anything like other than my helmet before I hit 100. Or yes, but it is what it is. If you guys know any way I can make my build better or like upgrade it to like perform better past 200 corruption, feel free to let me know. I'll put my planner in the description of the video so you can check it out. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. You can, I do stream this game on Twitch now apparently, so if you want to stop by, hang out, more than welcome to. And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas or whatnot. Yep. All right, goodbye.